Greater connectivity benefits the greater good. That's why at Qualcomm, we invented the 5G breakthroughs that are taking on some of the world's biggest challenges. Join us in making healthcare available to more patients so they can get the personalized care they need, down to a single heartbeat. Join us in helping to make remote education more accessible with 5G, so we can build stronger connections for more students and teachers, from big cities to small towns. And in helping to transform manufacturing to be more efficient, productive, and sustainable. Together, we can use 5G to help make our streets safer by making city infrastructure smarter. Join us in making the world more connected than it's ever been with the power of 5G.
Good day. I would like to welcome you to this premier event for the global 5G ecosystem. Be sure to block your calendars going forward, as this part of the year is the new home for the Qualcomm Technologies 5G Summit. I spent many years working on cellular connectivity. 24 years ago, I came up with a simple way to use a voice link to send packet data, and at CTIA in 1997, we surfed the net at 14.4 kilobits a second on a phone with a 1-inch green and white phone display. Over subsequent years, I led the software group that writes the embedded software that drives our chipsets, and I had the opportunity to work with many of you as the lead of customer engineering, helping integrate our products into customer devices. Now, as the Senior Vice President of Engineering in our Government Affairs group, I'm able to help policymakers understand the promise of the 5G ecosystem. I'm thrilled to be here with you to highlight how the next generation of cellular is evolving. Qualcomm's role in the global ecosystem is to invent technologies that enable our customers to innovate and grow. So once again this year, we'll give you a behind-the-scenes look at what we're working on. You'll hear from our experts and companies we work with about the amazing progress of the entire 5G ecosystem and how 5G will transform our devices and industries around the world, ultimately enriching our lives. The initial stage of 5G commercialization has been a success. We've seen mobile devices launch and improve, and global infrastructure deployment expand. And now, we're starting to see it accelerate to new places, new industries, and new uses. From precision agriculture to safety-focused vehicles to advanced manufacturing, those use cases and others are well positioned to take advantage of 5G. I believe we'll also watch 5G have a significant impact on the digital economy and digital transformation, creating an even bigger opportunity for the ecosystem. We're just getting started in this next phase of commercialization and have a lot to tell you about the technology evolution for the coming years. And that's why we're here now, to have our fantastic lineup of speakers share key updates with you, such as 5G's commercialization momentum, the top 5G challenges and opportunities, a view into how 5G is being deployed for live sports by our own Vinitha Kumar, the 5G potential for operators, OEMs, and ecosystem players, and highlights of what's in store for 5G over the next decade. I hope you get a chance to take advantage of all the sessions we've put together for you. Not only will you learn more about what's happening with 5G today and in the years to come, but we hope it makes you more prepared for the future. So let's get started. Let me welcome Alex Katouzian, SVP and General Manager of Mobile, Compute, and Infrastructure. Let me hand it over to him now.
Thank you for the introduction, and hello to all of you. As 5G innovations keep moving forward, we're watching our more mobile, more intelligent, more connected world take shape. Connectivity and computing technologies from mobile are converging with traditional computing, edge devices, and the cloud. It's beginning to change the way we work, live, and play. And this is only the start. The momentum we've seen just 2 short years after our initial commercialization is exciting. At the 5G Summit in October last year, we shared that 90 operators have commercialized 5G. Now that number is over 150. Today, I want to give you a deeper look at the evolution of 5G phones, PCs, and XR, and share some announcements that will get you even more excited for the opportunities ahead of us. Let me start with the smartphone. We're expecting between 450 to 550 million 5G smartphones to ship this calendar year. That number is projected to grow to more than 750 million next year. These phones will put 5G speeds and capacity right into the consumer's hands. They'll be thrilled with the high-quality videos and photos, the ability to seamlessly share everything via the cloud, and the improved streaming and cloud gaming experiences. We're pleased to see strong traction with our premium tier Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 mobile platform. Since the launch in December, the Snapdragon 888 already has over 120 design wins, with 40 devices already launched or announced. But we're also focused on getting 5G into as many phones across as many tiers as we can. Today, we're announcing another 5G mobile platform to support these new experiences and to drive innovation. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 778G mobile platform is the ultimate multimedia triple threat, with cutting-edge mobile gaming, premium photo and video capture, and accelerated AI. The integrated Snapdragon X53 modem RF system supports mmWave and sub-6 for truly global 5G. We've expanded 5G multi-SIM support and added more spectrum aggregation capabilities so that the global operators can deploy their spectrum resources more effectively to bring you the best possible 5G. On the gaming front, the platform offers new select Snapdragon Elite gaming features like Qualcomm Game Quick Touch, delivering a 20% improvement in input response. The high-resolution graphics offer a more vibrant gaming experience, displaying over 1 billion shades of color. For the camera, users can capture both photos and videos through 3 lenses at the same time. They'll have enhanced control over the creative process. And AI improves both experiences. Multiple AI features are running in the background at the same time for your important video calls, enhancing your video and audio experiences with our 6th generation Qualcomm AI engine. Whether you're battling your gaming opponents, creating lasting memories, or working smarter, it's all backed by truly global 5G. But this isn't just about the phone. Qualcomm is building on years of R&D and investing in technologies to unlock opportunities for all of you watching today. We can't wait to see how you'll innovate in areas like PC or with computing at the edge. We'll see improved infrastructure and new deployments, like with fixed wireless access and new industries like automotive and IoT. To accelerate 5G adoption in mobile broadband devices, we're introducing 2 new reference designs for 5G cards. Based on our Snapdragon X65 and X62 5G modem RF systems, these solutions will allow module manufacturers to quickly and cost-effectively develop new consumer-friendly data card modules for use in PCs and laptops, including always connected PCs, as well as CPEs, XR, and gaming devices and more. The popular M.2 form factor makes it easier for users to add the power of 5G to their devices. From XR to future of work to mobile experiences, one technology that's essential in locking 5G's full potential is mmWave. The benefits of mmWave have come into focus. It supports multi-gigabit data rates, massive capacity, and cost savings that was all part of the initial promise of 5G. Think for a moment about how much capacity dense urban environments need. There used to be cost concerns, but an analysis by the GSMA Intelligence revealed surprising news. In places where capacity needs are high, a system with mmWave and mid-band spectrum has lower total cost of ownership than mid-band alone. This includes new deployment options like fixed wireless access and indoor mmWave systems. mmWave is already going global with commercial networks in Italy, Japan, Singapore, and the US. Currently, more than 150 operators are investing in the technology. We're looking forward to expanded deployments in Korea and the continued mmWave preparations and testing in China that began last year. Let's focus on China for a minute. Our joint work with China Unicom on the mmWave zone at MWC Shanghai underscores the significant attention to mmWave in China. This included live 5G mmWave connectivity between a ZTE network and devices based on the Snapdragon modem RF system, with participation from OEMs like Vivo, ZTE, TCL, OnePlus, and various module OEMs. To tell you more about how they are commercializing 5G in mmWave, we have Mr. Ma Hongbing, General Manager of the China Unicom Innovation Department.
Hi, Alex. Hello, everyone. I'm Ma Hongbing from China Unicom. Thanks for having me at the Qualcomm 5G Summit. China Unicom adheres to the strategy of focus, innovation, and cooperation, and is committed to the innovation of 5G technologies and applications. In 2019, we took the leading launch commercial 5G services based on the 3.5 and 2.1 GHz. And at present, more than 380,000 5G base stations have been deployed. The coverage and performance of the service enabled by 5G are greatly improved. The 5G user number and data traffic has increased significantly. 5G B2B applications are gaining momentum as well. Thanks to the advantages of the bandwidth and differentiated technical features, 5G mmWave can provide broader bandwidth, larger capacity, and higher performance in dense areas. Combining with MEC and AI technologies, mmWave can provide customized private network solutions for scenarios like smart factory, smart campus, and smart port. At MWC Shanghai 2021, we, together with 39 partners, showcased a 5G mmWave zone to demonstrate the real-time connection between the network and the devices powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon modem RF system, which received very positive responses from the industry. China Unicom is the official partner of the Winter Olympic Games, Beijing 2022. We are deploying 5G facilities in and around the Olympic venues and will provide high-quality 5G commercial services to further promote the Olympic concept of higher, faster, and stronger, and to present a wonderful and extraordinary high-tech Olympic event to the world. Wish 5G mmWave will come to the commercial reality very soon, and the Qualcomm 5G Summit a great success. Thank you.
Thank you. It's exciting to see how quickly China Unicom is moving on 5G mmWave. Qualcomm has a strong history of driving the mobile industry forward. Multiple generations of modem RF systems are bringing new capabilities that capture new 5G opportunities. For example, with tight modem RF integration and advanced technologies, OEMs can deliver superior data speeds, coverage, call quality, and support for all-day battery life. And they can do it in form factors that's sleek for the consumer. This is all possible with our latest modem RF system, the Snapdragon X65, the world's first 10 gigabit per second modem RF system. Today, I'm pleased to announce expanded feature support for the Snapdragon X65. We're enhancing spectrum aggregation, throughput, coverage, and power efficiency to make our best modem RF system even better. With support for up to a gigahertz of bandwidth across sub-6 and mmWave bands, it can make the best use of operators' spectrum assets. There are enhancements to sub-6 carrier aggregation, as well as support for 200 megahertz mmWave carriers, a key requirement in China. We're also unveiling that Snapdragon X65 can support faster speeds and superior network capacity. Overall, a better 5G experience. We're excited to see what the ecosystem will do with the Snapdragon X65. we're also excited about the opportunity ahead to build a more modern 5G network. As cellular infrastructure evolves to be more virtualized, modular, and interoperable, it is becoming more open and competitive and a platform for innovation. Our high-performance modem RF 5G technology helps us deliver unique horizontal 5G RAN platforms to infrastructure vendors, both established and emerging. We're actively working to deliver open vRAN 5G network technology at scale to deliver this new approach to infrastructure. Our solutions are compatible with Open RAN and hardware-accelerated virtualization and scalable from macro to micro sites with integrated support for 5G mmWave and sub-6 spectrum across all key global bands. Today, I'm pleased to welcome Santiago Tenorio, Vodafone Group Head of Network Architecture and Chairman of TIP, to speak on the opportunity ahead for 5G infrastructure.
Hello, Alex, and hello, everyone. Thanks for having me at your Qualcomm 5G Summit. It's my pleasure to be here. My name is Santiago Tenorio. I'm the head of network strategy and architecture for Vodafone. I'm also the chairman and president of the Telecom Infra project. And let me just talk about why we're doing Open RAN at all. Why Open RAN? What problem is it solving? Well, the answer to that is easy. It's creating optionality in the ecosystem. It's creating diversity. In some regions, the amount of choices we have for RAN vendors have gone down to actually just 2. In others, it may be 3, but in either case, it's too few. So beyond the logical challenges of not having enough commercial competition, I think there is a more profound and more serious problem that innovation is slowing down. And we as operators, we can't really have the pace of bringing new things, new technologies, more efficient technologies to the field, to our customers. Now, Open RAN comes to solve that, and it comes to solve it in a very elegant way, just giving access and tapping into a much wider ecosystem full of new choices and with a streamlined path of innovation that can link, very specialized players with field deployments very quickly. So we love that, and that's why we are doing it. Now, the most frequently asked questions that I got in the last couple of years is, when is going to be ready? When is Open RAN ready for main deployment? When is going to be on pair with the incumbent architecture? My answer up until a few months ago had always been, well, we're ready to take on rural deployments now. We may even do suburban deployments. 4G is ready to go. 5G FDD is going to be ready soon, and we have line of sight with that solution. But the one thing that is outstanding, it used to be massive MIMO. And without 5G massive MIMO, there is no way that we can actually enter dense urban deployments, because we operators, we need high capacity there. Just following the density of traffic, we do need to deploy massive MIMO solutions, and there was no clear plan to develop that in Open RAN. Up until you said, Qualcomm, that you would do it, that you would put your silicon into accelerating 5G massive MIMO workloads. And when we announced recently that we're gonna build reference designs together, Qualcomm and Vodafone, to accelerate the DU, the radio unit, but also the 5G massive MIMO, everything changed. Now we do have line of sight with that solution. Now Open RAN is picking up the pace. And now for the first time, we are not just competing in catching up with the incumbent architecture. I think we have a reasonable chance to actually overtake the performance of the incumbent architecture and come up with solutions that are Open RAN based and that they perform better. So thank you, Qualcomm, for coming into this space. I'm really proud to be working together with you guys on that, and looking forward to delivering to the field. Thank you very much for having me at your Qualcomm 5G Summit. Goodbye. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you, Santiago. We're proud to be working with Vodafone. It is our collaboration with the ecosystem that is making these advancements possible. We're committed to advancing what's possible with 5G. And we're always hard at work to deliver the most comprehensive solutions for our customers. Qualcomm's role is to reduce complexity so that everyone in the ecosystem can deliver new and better products and services. By fueling technology trends like XR, autonomous vehicles, robotics, cloud services, and many more, there's an opportunity for future innovation that we haven't even thought of yet. Our continuous investment in R&D and dedicated work with all key stakeholders ensures that the ecosystem gets what it needs, all with an eye toward rapid commercialization. Thank you for joining me today. We're excited to continue leading the future of 5G for you all.
Each year, tens of thousands of people descend upon a premier sports venue in the United States to attend the final game of the American football season, the big game. Eager fans try to use their smartphones to capture and share every moment of their experience with family and friends. But these events can put tremendous strain on network infrastructure. We need a smart technology to give the people the stadium experience they will remember and cherish. I'm Vanitha Kumar, VP of Engineering at Qualcomm Technologies, and today we are going to take a behind-the-scenes look at how Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida met this challenge in February. You will hear from the incredible people and teams that spent years working in the background on this groundbreaking site. They will share untold stories of what it took to create the world's best connected sports venue. We invite you to marvel at all that's possible with 5G mmWave technology. This is all thanks to Verizon with support from Qualcomm Technologies. So without further ado, let's head to Florida to learn more.
We've all experienced it. Spotty cellular and Wi-Fi connections in crowded places, from stadiums to concert venues, to conferences, to airports. Even simple functions like posting a picture, searching on the web, or just checking our email fail us. No matter how many times we refresh our screens, it takes so long that we just give up. It can be incredibly frustrating.
When you want the ultimate test of connectivity in crowded environments, look no further than the big game. There are fans sharing high-resolution pictures and videos, accessing news and social media, watching real-time videos, and even launching mobile gaming during intermission or at the end of a play. Even with 5G, the most highly capable network technology our industry has produced, there's still a lot that has to happen to create this seamless experience. The team at Verizon works tirelessly for years to prepare the network and provide superior cellular connectivity for each football championship. The final game has so many shifting dynamics, like a new venue every year, and increasing demand for data with every event. With so many eyes on this classic American sports tradition, the stakes are high. The network has to perform every time reliably.
This year, Verizon invested over $80 million to enhance its award-winning network at Raymond James Stadium. It's now outfitted with a substantial, unprecedented 5G network enhancement. This venue is a platform to showcase exactly what our technology can do.
Even the pandemic couldn't temper the technical challenge these teams faced. Though the fan attendance was limited to just 1/3 capacity, download traffic grew over 60% during this year's game compared to last year.
When it comes to 5G, obviously a venue like this, people will have high demand for different applications, anticipations of various apps that might be available to them, streaming videos, streaming services, things like that. I think it will transform a lot of the services, not only what the NFL can offer to the fan, but what we can offer to the fan as an experience.
Verizon worked in collaboration with Qualcomm Technologies to not only meet the user data demands during this year's championship game, but to enhance the fan experience and take it to a whole new level with 5G mmWave. The result? The best wireless connected venue ever.
The work starts nearly 3 years before the main event, as soon as the venue for the championship game is announced. Engineers connect and collaborate with venue owners and managers to understand resources and limitations. So much has to be considered, like where infrastructure can be placed to increase the cellular capacity. With the world watching, stadium aesthetics were a key consideration, and the 2021 stadium presented a unique challenge. With no roof to place antennas, the engineering teams had to get creative. Despite this huge technical and logistical lift, the Verizon Qualcomm team was confident because they knew they had an invaluable tool for making it all possible: the Verizon ultra-wideband network using 5G mmWave.
5G mmWave, made possible by Qualcomm's breakthroughs in mobile, allowed for unprecedented massive network capacity. 5G mmWave opened up an additional 600 MHz of bandwidth at this venue. That's more than 10 times what's available with 4G LTE and 5G in sub-6 GHz frequencies. And thanks to the reduced propagation of mmWave frequencies and its use of narrow RF beams, 5G mmWave maximized network densification. These technological achievements enabled a much superior experience in the venue.
Verizon's network touches so many aspects of the venue's operations and the attendee experience. Safety, concessions, crowd management, and access are only a few of the many elements we had to consider. To get the best connectivity to provide the best ever experience in the stadium, we needed a highly specialized installation. And we were able to accomplish it with support from Qualcomm Technologies. The network design featured 10 times more antennas than last year's championship game. We put mmWave antennas on the upper level seating overhang, the lighting structures, and speaker poles, ensuring all sections were covered. To be thorough, we also placed LTE antennas under stadium seats, and the parking lot was equipped with more 4G and 5G sub-6 sectors. I gotta tell you, it was an incredible undertaking.
The years of engineering work led to an outstanding design. But these plans and calculations were challenged by reality as the big day neared. Traditional commercial mmWave antennas use a vertical design. Those wouldn't cover the horizontal audience in the stadium. With the big game rapidly approaching, the team tested a horizontal orientation. Much to their relief, it worked. They finally had the wider coverage they needed.
Addressing mmWave crowd loss or signal attenuation due to a high number of attendees presented a whole new set of challenges for our engineering teams. This was uncharted territory. So we pioneered new ways of testing signal penetration. But there were also COVID concerns. Attendance expectations and health and safety protocols were changing constantly. The teams did everything they could. They kept testing and optimizing right until the big day.
On game day, everyone's efforts paid off, and the network performance was amazing. Even with the smaller crowds to keep space for physical distancing, total traffic was more than 4.5 terabytes, more than 2 times per subscriber than the previous championship finale. Peak download speeds with 5G mmWave was greater than 2 gigabits per second, and up to 3 in some cases. That's around 20 times that of 4G LTE, faster than what you would experience with fiber in your own home. This was also the first major event to use 5G mmWave uplink, a key feature for fans who want to upload pictures and videos to share the moment. Whether highlighting big plays or halftime show performance, uplink speeds with mmWave was over 50% faster than 4G LTE. And not only that, the stadium's 5G mmWave enabled cutting-edge user experiences.
Verizon created an app where fans watched 7 simultaneous live HD video streams of the game. 7. Different angles, different cameras. The app also enabled replay views. We brought the production truck to your phone. And the Tampa Stadium is not the only one. It's one of many featuring Verizon 5G mmWave, with a total of 28 stadiums planned by the end of 2021.
The stadium experience was completely transformed with 5G mmWave. But the benefits didn't end when the championship game did.
In addition to bringing 5G mmWave to the stadium, Verizon expanded 5G mmWave coverage to parts of downtown Tampa, Ybor City, and the Tampa Riverwalk. We installed over 110 kilometers, that's 70 miles of fiber in and around the stadium in Tampa area. We added hundreds of 4G and 5G small cells, enhanced the in-stadium distributed antenna system, and added 15 new in-building systems at various hotels and the city's airport. With 5G mmWave, Verizon can, in certain locations under ideal circumstances, boost download speeds with peaks of 4 gigabits per second and upload speeds of up to 200 megabits per second.
And they aren't stopping there. Verizon has already expanded 5G mmWave to new cities and venues. Today, 67 cities, 52 stadiums and arenas, and 11 airports are already equipped with Verizon 5G mmWave.
The landmark 5G mmWave deployment in Tampa is now a blueprint and proving ground for other mmWave rollouts. The stadium performance proves 5G mmWave capabilities, performance, and cost-effectiveness for extremely challenging scenarios. This would have been an impossible achievement with just sub-6 spectrum. 5G mmWave momentum continues through the world, with commercial rollouts by all major operators in the US and Japan, recent deployments in Europe and Southeast Asia, and soon coming to other regions, such as Australia, Latin America, and China for the Winter Olympics early next year. Just like our collaboration for the big game, Qualcomm Technologies is excited to be working towards this international event that will bring people together from all over the world.
What an exciting showcase for 5G mmWave. Thank you for joining us on this journey as we shared a glimpse into the ways 5G mmWave is already transforming live venues and the communities that surround them. The all-star teams behind this best-in-class stadium accomplish an incredible feat. And their success reflects on all of us. It's the product of years of work, collaboration, and innovation across our industry that has and will continue to transform not just the world of sports, but the way we connect across the globe. 5G mmWave is set to provide the most capable cellular performance and capacity in stadiums and workplaces in the US, downtown areas in Tokyo, homes in Italy using fixed wireless access, smart industrial plants in Southeast Asia, at the Beijing Winter Olympics, and of course, the next big American football championship game in Los Angeles. Qualcomm is delivering the innovations to make these experiences a reality with 5G mmWave. And we hope you will join us as we help shape the future with this remarkable technology.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here at Qualcomm's 5G Summit. I'm Diana Guvertz, Senior Editor for Fierce Wireless and Fierce Telecom. And over the next few minutes in a series of quick fireside chats, we're going to talk to some of the technical leads of some of the leading wireless operators to discuss key topics for the industry today. We're here with Naoki Tani, who is EVP and CTO at NTT Docomo. We have only a short amount of time for this, so let's go ahead and dive right into the questions. Can you tell me, how far has 5G been deployed by NTT Docomo?
Okay, thank you, Diana. As NTT Docomo, we have launched 5G services in March 2020, and by utilizing the newly allocated 5G frequencies, have made aggressive efforts to expand our area coverage and further increase speed and capacity. We have also started to provide mmWave from September 2020 and started sub-6 carrier aggregation last December and realized our 4.2 Gbps throughput. Also, we will continue our efforts in deploying base stations so that we can provide high-speed, high-capacity, low-latency services to even more customers. We are planning to launch 5G SA standalone within this fiscal year and consider it's a very exciting time for our industry.
From a global perspective, 5G has begun to roll out or is in the process of being planned and growth continues. So what direction do you think 5G will head into the future?
Mm-hmm. Not only from Docomo's perspective, but from a global perspective, we consider that 5G can become the technological base that may be utilized in many industries. There are various needs for each industry, such as high-speed and high-capacity needs for industries requiring video solutions, and low latency may be required for high-precision solutions in factories. It's important for operators to swiftly and flexibly provide the necessary infrastructure, settings, and quality to meet each demand. Furthermore, these use cases may differ according to region or country, and to meet these demands, having an open network so that we can combine various products and solutions is critical. In order to realize an open network, NTT Docomo has contributed to the establishment of the All-Round Alliance as one of its founding members, and led the formulation of its specifications. We have also realized Open RAN and made possible multi-vendor connections from the start of our 5G services. As NTT Docomo, we'd like to provide the know-how on realizing open networks that we have accumulated so far and contribute to and vitalize the mobile industry.
I heard you mention open networks there, and also having know-how how to do that. So does Docomo already have the means to provide such know-how to the industry?
Yes, we have announced the start of the 5G Open RAN ecosystem in this February, with leading global vendors who supported this cause. This activity aims at the provision and deployment of open networks that meet the various demands of mobile operators and industries seeking a solution for the 5G era. We have teamed up with Qualcomm and 11 other companies, and will collaboratively work to meet the needs of operators, considering the introduction of Open RAN. We plan to package the flexible and highly scalable radio networks that meet the operator's demand, and plan to provide its introduction, operation, and maintenance services.
You mentioned that Qualcomm is part of this Open RAN ecosystem group that you've formed. What are your expectations for Qualcomm as far as the Open RAN ecosystem goes, and even beyond that?
Mm-hmm. For the 5G Open RAN ecosystem, which requires multi-vendor connectivity and virtualized RAN, we have high expectations for Qualcomm to provide high-performance radio unit platforms with massive MIMO capabilities needed for high-capacity dense urban scenarios, along with distributed unit baseband hardware accelerators, which are critical in real-time processing. We wish to promote flexible and scalable Open RAN through this. Furthermore, from the device perspective, the Snapdragon chipset has incorporated mmWave and sub-6 carrier aggregation and realized high speed and high capacities. We look forward to making continuous efforts to introduce new technologies to contribute to the mobile industry together.
I know we've heard a lot of different opinions, at least from my perspective, on Open RAN. And you're obviously part of this 5G Open RAN ecosystem group with Qualcomm and some of the others. What does Docomo view as the key benefits of Open RAN?
Realizing an open network through all activities makes it possible to freely connect various vendor equipment. Through this multi-vendor connectivity, various mobile operators will be able to flexibly design and build networks and swiftly deploy and operate them, which are some advantages Docomo has experienced upon 5G start. The networks can be used as a base to meet diverse needs of various operators and companies, and will contribute to the industry providing answers to those needs.
Thank you. That's all the time we have for now. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
For the next Fireside Chat, I am pleased to be speaking with Arash Ashoria, who is SVP of Group Technology Innovation at Deutsche Telekom. Again, as we only have a short amount of time for this session, I am going to dive right into the questions. Arash, can you tell me which use cases are enabled by deploying mmWave, and what's the impact of mmWave in the user experience?
Sure. I think I would like to distinguish two different types of use cases when we talk about mmWave. One is obviously what we would call enhanced mobile broadband. Typical example of that would be fixed wireless access, which is one avenue of opportunities. The other one is enterprise and industrial use cases, where high bandwidth on a dense area locally is required. And we can think about many types of industry use cases, stadiums, arenas, production facilities, and even areas where we would do data sharing at some point in time for buses, for airplanes, so forth and so on.
So I kind of want to, I guess, dig into why people would adopt mmWave. Can you talk a little bit about the role of mmWave in terms of increasing revenues and reducing costs?
Sure. I think in terms of economics, particularly wherever in the dense area, you would need very high capacity. Our calculation shows that we are better off in combining sub-6 plus mmWave to address that capacity demand. Now, if you go back to industry, within industry, you always have a limited area where, again, depending on the use case, you need super ultra reliable cellular connectivity, which again, mmWave can be deployed at a relative good cost ratio.
I'm going to jump topics briefly, and then I want to talk about Open RAN, because this is something that's come up a lot, and I know you guys have a hand in this. So from your perspective, what's the benefit of Open RAN? Let's start there.
That's the question I'm always being asked. So first, we have been pioneering, even before it was ORAN, it was called XRAN, and we are one of the founding members, because we do believe that with the software and hardware decoupling, we have the possibility to create a much richer ecosystem. I think that has been always the main, and this was long before any geopolitical discussion. It was always that technology innovation can be used to leapfrog architecture and to create choice. So that was always the fundamental case. And therefore, for us, Open RAN is the pathway going forward, is a fundamental part of our strategy. And we take it so serious beyond any PR or kind of claims that we decided to go in our home market and deploy an ORAN town in the real network. Why is that so relevant and important? ORAN is not just about the softwareization and disaggregation of the radio stack, but it's a fundamental different way of how to operate and integrate. And the only way you can prepare ORAN for mass scale rollout is to test it in the real life network and prepare the whole organization, the procedures and the operational tools for mass rollout. This is what we call ORAN Town, which we are actually launching the first phase of it in summer. And it will lead us into next year, just right in time before our decision for the next level of modernization.
I want to move on to one more question about Open RAN, or maybe two combined as one. What impact do you believe Open RAN will have on the 5G infrastructure landscape?
So Qualcomm is one of our best partners. We have a very good relationship with them, and the joint mindset of innovating and pushing boundaries is something which we push each other quite well into new ways. And when Cristiano brought the news to us that he is seriously considering entering the infrastructure market again. We very much encourage that. It's about ecosystem development. And again, if you recall what I said earlier on, we want to have choice. Unfortunately, the economics over traditional network suppliers and the cost pressure regulation has led to the fact that we used to have 7 or 8 leading suppliers providing telecommunication kits. Now, depend how you look at it, we have 3 or 4, and then if you put the geopolitical filter on it, we might end up with just 2 or 3, which is just not enough. And competition brings innovation. Competition brings the level of bringing new features in first, faster than the other, which ultimately our customers are approving. So we are very much welcoming Qualcomm, and we are discussing how to incorporate Qualcomm's new technology also within our O-RAN journey. In terms of 5G, we have been pioneering 5G in Europe, and as we speak, within all the countries in Europe, we have the largest 5G network in Germany, using thanks to innovation like dynamic spectrum share. Which is the first phase. As we move on to the next phase and what we call standalone, this phase will collide with the next wave of modernizing our SRAN, single RAN based networks, which is a great opportunity and inflection point of if we manage to bring O-RAN to mature O-RAN, and the teams on this program are doing an amazing job. We put all the bright people at Deutsche Telekom to manage this program, and with board and CEO sponsorship, is if we manage to the mature O-RAN to a way which it can compete with the traditional network, then we are seriously considering a massive rollout. And they go hand in hand as we have the next waves of network modernization within the investment cycle upcoming in the next few years.
Okay. I want to circle back to your comments on fixed wireless access earlier. And I want to know more about how you view the fixed wireless access opportunity in Germany or in some of the other markets in which you operate. And I know you had mentioned using mmWave spectrum for that, but what kinds of users in your country might benefit most from fixed wireless access 5G?
That depends on the country and the situation. So in Germany, fixed wireless access economically wise would make sense only in very specific areas because of the cost ratio of and the fiber density. But in Greece, via our OTE daughter, we have been just assigned 400 megahertz of 26 gig spectrum. And we are actually there. We did many fixed wireless access trials, and we are really looking into a much bigger rollout case and looking at how to complement with our broadband.
And I have one last question for you, and this kind of ties into your comments on deploying FWA for consumers. And what should users expect from 5G fixed wireless access service? I mean, how does it improve today's fixed internet experience?
In some specific use cases, fixed wireless access is something which can be deployed relatively to a fixed rollout relatively quickly, is the first thing. The second thing is in terms of customer, it's more, I would say, seamless, because as you know, if you want to build a fix, someone will have to come, the street will be digged, there will be put a hole in your house. Then depending on the cabling inside the house, maybe they need to change something, maybe you need it fast. So it's a quite complex and logistic process, and it involves a lot of customer interaction, particularly if it's his property, where with fixed wireless access, like mobile, with a mobile technology, you address it above, and all the customer has to do is provide the CPE and put it at the right place to have a site view, and that's it, which makes the whole experience so first shorter and then less, so very seamless, I would say.
Excellent. Well, those are all the questions I had for now. Arash, thank you so much for speaking with us today.
My pleasure.
Thank you for participating today. We shared 5G news, talked commercialization, and gave you a look at where sports venues are headed with 5G. Things are changing rapidly, and Qualcomm is here to help the ecosystem commercialize this vital technology. I also want to make sure that you don't miss out on the on-demand 5G masterclass content, short, focused presentations on what 5G will mean for many important use cases, from the smartphone to the home, from your car to your glasses. Tomorrow, we have more great content for you as we turn to the future of 5G. Be sure to be back for day 2 of the Qualcomm 5G Summit. Thank you.